CPP, they are present. Our partisan in and around the country, in the diaspora. We have thought it wise to come to the Liberian people to inform you of certain developments and to give our positions on those developments. First, I wish to inform the public that a group of Liberians residing in the United States has petitioned the Election Commission invoking their rights to give Liberians the opportunity to participate in the presidential and general election 2023 as prescribed by our Constitution. First, the CPP wants to congratulate those Liberians and assure them that we will stand by them, we will fight with them, and that the culture of denying Liberians who are outside of Liberia their constitutional rights to exercise their franchise and vote the leaders of their choice must come to an end. They are indeed a major participant in the economy of this country, and therefore they have the right to be part of the governance of the country. We will fight with them, we will support them, we will march with them. It is the right that the Constitution of Liberia guarantees, and that we will push the Election Commission to the limit to ensure that Liberians abroad, not just in the United States, across the world, have the right to vote. This election is too crucial, and it's going to affect every Liberian in and outside of Liberia, and therefore everyone should have the chance to participate in that. Secondly, on the Liberty Party, we have, in the last 2 weeks, engaged our fellow partisans to try to reconcile the party. I've had 2 meetings with Senator Dallas Dillon, assuring him and our partisans that we are prepared to sit with them and reconcile our party. Our condition has been and will always be that we must do such thing within the confines of the law. There are certain things that you cannot do. You cannot break the law in order to make peace. You are just making temporary peace. So we remain open to have a dialogue to end the crisis in the party. I assure Senator Dillon that this is our commitment, and that there are decisions that we took together even before the crisis came. Those decisions cannot be a subject of reconciliation because it's not necessary. Among them, the Liberty Party presence in the CPP. That decision was jointly made. There was no presence in the party. I was not even chairman of the party. It is the result of that decision that Senator Kanga and Senator Dino were elected as senator on the CPP. To the best of my knowledge, and according to Election Commission laws, for a party to withdraw from a collaboration, the chairman of the party will have to communicate a decision signed by a two-thirds majority or majority of this executive committee authorizing such report. As chairman of the Liberty Party, I have not done so. We don't have been asked by my executive committee to do so. The second decision, which cannot be a subject of discussion during reconciliation, is the fact that Liberty Party, again together, collectively, decided that for the 2023 election, we will not put the candidate for the presidency. Those decisions have been made. The party is committed to that. And every other thing in which is in line with our constitution. We are prepared for peace and reconciliation. But at any time, the appropriate time arrives, we'll be there. We are being approached by some friends of Councillor Bromsky, colleagues, professional colleagues, who have volunteered to intervene and mediate. And we have properly communicated this position to them. And the Liberty Party is hoping to resolving whatever crisis we are in. Secondly, and very sadly, we have noticed a very dangerous steps being taken by the Election Commission to engage in activities that it does not have the authority to do. The Election Commission under our law does not have the authority to reverse itself. It is only the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia and the National Legislature that has such power. All of the legal issues in Liberty Party has gone to the Election Commission, and they have made the decision on it. The current hearing officer, who is now behaving as though he cannot remember his own decision, has ruled in the very case regarding the Constitution of Liberty that he, as a hearing officer, does not have authority to preside over any issue regarding the Liberty Party constitution, because according to him and according to his ruling, which will be provided by the Secretary General at that is, he has no authority because the Board of Commissioners has already decided. He opined in this way last year. The Board of Commissioners on 2 occasions have ruled and informed Senator Kanga that she has no authority to withdraw the Liberty Party constitution, and that they have gone at painstaking level to let her know that there are 2 ways you can remove your constitution at the Liberty Party. At the election commission. 1, you go to convention, you amend it, and then you bring them in. Or you get a non-appealable verdict that withdraws it, which in other words, the Supreme Court. 2 times the commission has ruled, and we have it ruling signed by each and every commissioner at the election commission. They have gone further. When we went to Farmington and agreed in Farmington that there was no Liberty Party regulation violated as far as the submission of the Liberty Party constitution to NEC is concerned, and therefore we will go to NEC to ask them whether or not the document at NEC was filed properly. The Farmington agreement is here. Secretary General of Bility, Musa. We proceeded to NEC, and NEC wrote us in writing, again signed by the commissioners, saying that the Liberty Party filed its constitution in full compliance with the Election Commission guidelines in writing. But of course, politics and the division that is currently in the Election Commission among the Board of Commissioners regarding which company the Board of Commissioners will choose to do the biometric has divided the commission, and that the Senate has now joined a second commissioners to use Liberty Party as a pawn in their game of Trump. It's not acceptable. They have no right to reverse themselves. It is shameful, disgraceful, and dangerous for the Election Commission to allow people to denigrate, insult their fellow commissioner and the head of the commission, accuse her without any proof of wrongdoing, get on the street, denigrate the commission, and then use that to backtrack on it. You don't think that we are capable of putting people on the street 10 times the size that you saw? We are. We're also aware that there is a bigger problem. The government and the opposition, serving opposition, work together collaboratively to try to destroy the CPP. They trashed it, they threw it on the ground, took life out of it. And all of a sudden, the CPP is on the rise again. And so they are regrouping to try to destroy the CPP. The Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia recognized that there are 4 parties in the CPP, and 2 of them far to it, and they order the other 2 to change our law to ensure that the other 2 have the right to leave. And the chairman of ALP submitted a signature of 2/3 majority of its executive committee, and the chairman of United Party did the same, and those 2 parties withdrew. Today, who is all over the country? Who is reaching to the Liberian people? Who is making sense out of our politics? Whose message is resonating with Liberian people? The CPP. Fear has come again. We're not learning this time. Stand here, and of course, we remain open to ensure opposition victory and opposition collaboration. We have called on the United Party and all opposition parties to come to the CPP so that together we can decide, so that together we can move our country forward. But to stand on the side, try to destroy us, will not happen. We're aware of it. Therefore, this morning, we authorize our legal team, Yadaba, as well, Ohiton, to file 2 raise the Supreme Court. One is to let the Supreme Court know the Election Commission illegally start our convention. The Election Commission has no right to start our convention unless we are in violation of Election Commission rules and regulations. If you say that the election, that because of complaint, you are prohibiting or you have no such authority, only a court of competent jurisdiction has such authority. You don't have. So we ask the Supreme Court to review that action and take the appropriate action. We also authorize our lawyers to file a second rate to review the illegal action of the Board Commission to attempt to undo what they have done. They have no such power. The danger with this, we're going to election. You are telling people that whoever gets on the street and big drum in your ear, and then the next day you change your mind. Where are you taking our country? This is very shameful. This is disgraceful. And it is disgusting. The people of this country are very peaceful. We don't intend to march to the American embassy or to the United Nations. We have placed our faith in the Supreme Court. It is our hope that justice will be done and that for once this Liberty Party saga will come to an end. And we will accept the outcome, whatever it is. If the vandalism, the recklessness that is going on, if the lack of regard for laws that is going on, if the quid pro quo that is being perpetrated at the Election Commission for the biometric printing company, if those are the right thing to do, and the Supreme Court makes such decision, we accept it. We believe that the law is on our side. And we believe that no matter what form you put it in the end, the law will always be the law. Thank you. I can take questions.
So we'll take 5 questions. Beginning with you.
Okay, Mr. Bility, good afternoon. I'm Obadiah Johnson. I report for the Front Page Africa newspaper. I have a couple of concerns. You are calling for a dialogue, or you have committed yourself to a dialogue process with the other faction of the Liberty Party. At the time, you have already affixed your signature to a new framework document preferring Mr. Alexander Cummings as the standard bearer of the CPP. Your colleagues have some sticky issues. 2 of them include the selection of new standard bearer for the CPP and the withdrawal of the alleged altered constitution before the National Elections Commission. Are you willing to subject yourself to the outcome of a dialogue process that will call for a process that will ensure the selection or election of a new standard bearer of the CPP?
On the issue of the withdrawal of the Constitution, there is a Farmington Agreement. We have already enacted the Farmington Agreement 100% into the Liberty Party Constitution. You also give it ever since January this year. So the question is, on the dialogue table, if the person says that you have not done it, and you say that you have done it, you put it aside. If it is proven that we have not done what we agreed to in Farmington, yes, we will do it, and we are committed to that. On the issue of the standard bearership of the CPP, look, there are 2 parties in the CPP. One party has made a decision that they will not feel a standard bearer. That decision has been made and approved at its convention. Okay? Therefore, the standard bearership of the ANC is by default. If you have 2, and one person say, I'm not going, the other person is by default a standard bearer. So why is there to negotiate? Are we now going to say that we intend to have a standard bearer? That's it. That's it. That's a whole new ballgame. If you want to do that now, then you got to go to your convention to go and do that. Unless your convention says so, as the CPP stands, the decision way before this, Liberty Party has never opted to put on the standard bearer. So if you want to say that this person is not standard bearer, you're going to have to say who is. At this point, there are only 2 parties in the CPP. One is ANC and one is Liberty Party. And Liberty Party has opt out, and therefore is left with ANC, and that's why by default, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings is the standard bearer of the city. And we're not going to sit down to discuss that. I've said that we're open to opposition. We're open to opposition to come in. But first, you come into whoever in the opposition come in, you're going to see us in a state. What state is that? We have a CPP, we have a standard bearer. If you come in, we are open to any proposal you want to make. But this proposal cannot come from the Liberty Party. We are already in the CPP, we have made our decision. If other people want to come, we have always asked for respect. There are people who believe that, for instance, if the Unity Party and Liberty Party have to sit down, the CPP have to sit down to discuss, the discussion should be how Ambassador Bola should be the head of the ticket. Unacceptable, disrespectful, not acceptable to all. We want something, you want something, let us sit down and talk about it and see how we can remove the opposition forward.
My name is Iran Kuban. I work for Spoon as well, Mr. Bility. My question to you is that your outburst against the National Elections Commission may seem very strange, or appear very strange to a lot of people. On several occasions, we've failed this commission, especially in their ruling, because in most cases you have won your side. Are you a bit frustrated? That's the reason you are, that's the reason behind the outburst against the national.
I'm frustrated because of the lack of regard for the law. The Election Commission, I've said it over and over, the Election Commission has no authority to review itself. When you make a decision, you don't have power to undo that decision. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying to you that it is because of quid pro quo that they are trying to undo the decision. And we're not accepting. And that's why, my brother, that's why we have the legal system. We have no trust in them anymore. I have lost respect for them. We are moving on to the court. When the Election Commission, which is a quasi-judicial body, blatantly disregard a court of competent jurisdiction, having a case of the Liberty Party and the civil law court, and they are presented with that document and saying you can't hear this case because it is at the civil law court, and they say they can. Those people don't have respect for law. So why am I doing sitting down with them? If they make a decision, they have decided to go the wrong way. Look, if it was a new case and they went against us, we accepted an appeal. They stopped our convention. We didn't like it. We think it was wrong. We didn't go to outbursts. We just followed the legal system. And that's what we did. So it's not outbursts. It is just when you trust people with public office and you see that they are abusing it, you have to talk about it. And that's what I'm doing. And it's disgraceful and it's dangerous to our democracy.
Do you have confidence in all of the other rulings that have been coming prior to this one? If you believe that those people have gone far?
I didn't say they are incompetent.
You said they don't have respect for the law.
No.
You have confidence in
Yeah. Listen, I never used the word incompetent. I don't do that.
But do you have confidence in the previous rulings that are coming out of the same commission?
What I said to you, and I repeat, they have made their own decision. They attempted to undo that. They don't have that power.
Okay.
Here is the problem. When the board of commissioner makes a decision, you have 4 days to appeal it. They are aware that that day, those people have elapsed. So the only way that they can resuscitate this case is to start it up away. We will not let that happen. We'll go to the court. If the Supreme Court tells us that we are wrong, we accept that.
Hassan.
Yes.
Mr. Bility, my name is Delton Dolly and I report for Flames TV Africa. My concern is one thing, just barely after a few months that the other faction of Liberty Party put up supporters in the street and told the U.S. Embassy, the NEC came up with that ruling. You think they're buying to pressure from the other group because of the crowd? So that's what I'm asking.
I think that they are using the crowd as a scapegoat. They have other reasons. I just told you that the issue of the biometric play a very big election. You know the story, you are journalists. You know that they are in there at odds with one another regarding the biometric. That's what they are doing. They want to use us as a pawn. We cannot allow that. They made a decision. And there's a case in court. It is not the prerogative of the Electoral Commission to pick up a case that is in a court of competent jurisdiction. They are a quasi-judicial body. They don't have that kind of authority.
So we take two more questions.
Thank you, John. And I report for the US-based Focus online television network. You don't sound reconciliatory from your tone. You think the negotiation you want to enter into will use some fruits for the full march of the Liberty Party?
I believe so. Because I don't see why the people will say we should go back on the decision we all do together. We decided to join the CPP. We are some of the biggest beneficiaries of that. We produced 2 senators. Okay? We can come back and say without doing the CPP. But we took that decision together. So that decision is not in question. The other thing, we decided that we're not going to candidate, that we have not reached to that stage where we will replace Councillor Bromsky. We need more time. We decided together. That decision, there's no question about it. So at the end of the day, any other thing that we have done, we are prepared to sit on the table with them to discuss.
But here is it.
Those 2 things are, I don't even think that they will bring it to us because at the end of the day, they cannot question the decision that we all took together.
One minute.
There's a further question from our children.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Bility, I'm Trojan Council from Vibration of the School Network. Sir, it seems like the Rigma rule that is within the Liberty Party is getting to a point that the party, the way the neck is going, the way you see it, might just get to a point where the Liberty Party, as a political party, if they are not reconciled, might not be recognized, because there are 2 factions now, and while it seems like the NEC is now coming back to recognize the Dominican Lawrence faction of which is not sitting well with you, but which you are going to vote. Why did it get to a point that the Liberty Party, as a political party, both your side and the Young side, does not get the norm in the 2023 election? What will you do as a party's chairman?
First of all, the Election Commission has not done what we believe they want to do. They have not done it. And therefore, there is no question of legitimacy here. That's not the issue. The second thing is, we believe that this is a final journey. Because the action that we've taken is going to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court makes a decision, that should be the end. And so we will accept that.
Even if we were against you?
Absolutely. But what can we do? If all these recklessness and lawlessness that is going on, that everybody is seeing, the documents are clear, if the Supreme Court sees it and says we are wrong, maybe we'll all live in a different world, we accept it and move on.
You sound scary, Mr. Bility. You sound scary. You sound scary, Mr. Bility.
Scared of what?
Your decision at this time, first we listen to you call for unity within the Liberty Party, appealing for unity, begging the Yombikanga fractions to reconcile, that you are open for reconciliation. I'm late basis.
No.
I'm late basis. That's only
Sure, that's what I did.
Mr. Bility.
Is that what I did?
Mr. Bility, you said that you're open.
Is that what I did?
Mr. Bility.
No, you have to answer before I answer.
Mr. Bility.
No, I will not allow you to misquote me and then answer your question. So the things you said are those the things I said.
What's your fear? You sounded like you are smelling something. Why are you smelling?
Can you tell me where I expressed fear?
You are calling.
Logic to you is fear.
You are calling for unity at this time. At this time, you are calling for unity. It is because you are losing grip in the case. It is because you are losing grip in this case.
So there has never been any verdict against us that question our authenticity.
You were denied recently a motion for you.
Chief, David, ask a
So
question.
if you don't know how to read, I will not help you to read.
The next question,
But
please.
go and read the decision of the Election Commission.
The next and final
It just
question.
said that the case should be heard. That's what it said. And now you are talking about something else. And you are here as the watchdog of society. Everything I say will not matter. Your interpretation is what will matter. So be careful with it. It's important.
The next and final question.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Long time. My name is Daniel, concerned citizen. Mr. Bility, I'm very frustrated at myself. I'm frustrated over the situation. The issue I'm worried about is the fraction and the Liberty Party have given their support to ANC coming. And the fraction of Dela and Dominic giving their support to Mr. Walker. And I know you want genuine peace in your party. Should you people reconcile and come together as one group? And majority of the group say, okay, let's go with the Walker side. What would be your decision on the Bility fraction?
We don't operate our party. So that give me chance. When we make decisions, we are here accusing Election Commission of going back on a decision he has made. We credible people. Today, as you all know, marks the anniversary of the passing of Councillor Musa today. That means a lot to us. That means credibility. That means when we make a decision, we stand by it. As long as we and the ANC are in this collaboration, and as long as we all stay the course, the Liberty Party is committed. I just told you I will not preserve or sit over any reconciliation that talks about the decisions that we took together. I can discuss the decision that we took against them. I can discuss what they did against us. But when we sit as a people and make a decision, we are a credible party. We don't just go around dangling our commitment. The CPP, for your information, CPP was born by Liberty Party. This is our baby. It is Councillor Bronson's idea. The first individual that called the political leaders to sit together and do a commitment to work together is Councillor Bronson. This is Liberty Party's legacy. We will not allow anybody to destroy it. So, if we come together and they want Unity Party to come, we are open to that. Okay? What we are not open to is to go sit down in the negotiating table to talk about undoing what we have proudly achieved. The CPP is a very important document. When you choose a standard bearer, the next decision, if you bring another party in or another standard bearer in, that discussion is between the two standard bearers. Our job is to make sure that we follow everything our party says about how we go about to elect our standard bearers. And if, for instance, they point something in our constitution, they say, oh, you didn't go by name, we are prepared to correct that.
I'm missing something. During the induction of ANC,
yeah,
was you in conclusion or in the whole group or the fraction of the Bility that you done with the Communist Party, ANC, or the whole party?
I don't know where you got fraction.
Well, I know this was
I come in. Yes. If you read the Liberty Party constitution, when we are not at convention, the party is run by the executive committee. The executive committee has 28 people. 22 of them met and decided to call for a convention. All of the county chairs, except for Monserrato and Grand Bassam, got together. They are the ones that have the power, and not with the executive committee, and took that decision. If 6 persons from the executive committee and 2 persons from the county committee are what you refer to as fraction, I disagree with you. I think the party made a decision. And that decision, we are committed to it. All we are saying to you is that we are also committed to bringing other people into the collaboration. And once they come into the collaboration, not Liberty Party, but we're already in it. Once they come into the collaboration, there is always room for the collaborator to say, let's amend the document to reflect reality.
So we want to stop here. I want to say thank you for coming today. The chairman has asked all of us to say, I'm calling you for the 1 minute. Let's just say, member of President